Hey my crochet friends, it's me, Erin. I'm your Mosaic crochet guru, and I'm here to talk to you about 10 tips or tricks for Mosaic crochet. So by now, you've learned all sorts of things about Mosaic crochet, like the basics, different types, how to tell one from another, how to combine techniques, different yarns to use, different colorways. Now I'm just gonna go over some tips and tricks that I use when I do Mosaic crochet. And if there's any other tips or tricks that you have up your sleeve, I really hope that you share them with us as well. Okay, to get started, we're off to number 1. The first tip is something that I share when I do all of my tutorials on Mosaic crochet, and that is starting with a foundation row of foundation single crochet. Now, if you're just starting out and you've never done foundation single crochet and you're already overwhelmed by the idea of doing Mosaic crochet, then by all means, start with a foundation chain of a certain number, and then in that second chain from your hook, you work single crochet across, fasten off, ta-da-da-da. The thing about that is you're going to have 2 ends on one side and 0 ends on the other side because you're going to go one way and then back, and that's your foundation row. If that doesn't bother you, there's that. When you do the foundation single crochet, you have one end on this side and then you crochet basically the chain stitch and the single crochet row together, and then you fasten off on the other side. So there's one end over here, one end over there. Another benefit of using the foundation single crochet is that there's less frogging. Say you're making a blanket that's got 200 foundation stitches. If you chain, 201, and then in the second chain from your hook, you do single crochet 200 stitches. Maybe you've crocheted too many stitches. Maybe you haven't crocheted enough stitches. In order to get the right number of stitches, you're going to have to frog back, right, and restart your chain. But if you're doing a foundation single crochet, you just are working them both up at the same time. So there's no frogging. You can either just take out the number of stitches that you need to take out or just add a couple more if you need to do that. So that's why I start my Mosaic crochet projects with foundation single crochet. I love it. Maybe you will too. The second tip that I have for you, and this is to help keep your yarn tangle free. So typically with Mosaic crochet, you have 2 different balls of yarn, 2 different skeins, 2 different colors. I like to use a yarn carousel. The brand I use is Yarn to Go from Twice Your Cheap. I just have 2 of these carousels, and I put my balls of yarn on them, and they unwind themselves as they go, and then you keep them separate and they don't get twisted, and your yarn doesn't just, get all crazy jumbled. I use them on the go, like I've used them on road trips. I've used them just sitting there in my living room. They also come with straps, so you can walk around with them, one on each arm. So I think they're great. Tip number 3 is with overlay Mosaic crochet anyway. You are fastening off at the end of each row. So you're gonna need to have a pair of scissors with you at all times. A nice good pair of scissors. Now, when I'm doing these projects, I'm usually sitting in my couch, or my kids are running around, or I'm on a road trip, and I'm always losing these things, right? I don't know how many pairs of scissors I lost. Something that I found that really helps me keep track of my scissors is the magnetic yarn snips. This is from Sew Tights, and I love it. So this is the magnetic snips holder that I use. It's a magnet here, a little metal piece here, and so I just attach it inside my shirt like that, and then my scissors stay right here. Of course, these ones are a little top heavy, so you don't want to stab yourself, but this is really great. I've also seen people who will have a pillow on their lap, and they'll put this in between the layers of their pillow, so it just stays right there. Lots of things that you could do. So great way so you never lose your scissors again. Okay, tip number 4 is using stitch markers to help keep your place. Now this one I am very guilty of not using, but if I did, it would help me out immensely. So I'm going to talk to you about it, and maybe you'll use it and you'll be a lot smarter than me. So for this one, you're going to place a stitch marker after every repeat. You're going to, work up, maybe if your repeat's 24 stitches, every 24 stitches, you're going to place a stitch marker. And that way you don't really have to keep count of your 24 stitches. Every time you see that, it's just going to be a little signal to you. Okay, now we're going to start the repeat over again. If your repeat is small, it's a 10 stitch repeat, maybe every 50 stitches, you're going to do a different one. You don't have to do it after every little stitch, but just enough where it makes sense for you. It's just a tip or trick to help make your crocheting a lot easier. There's lots of cute ones out there. I have so many cute ones, and if only I would use them, my life would be better, but I don't. And then I have these cute little tins. This is from Twice Your Cheap, and then this one is from Green Fox Farms Designs. Just whatever works to keep your stitch markers from being all over the place. Tip number 5, I love to follow charts when I do mosaic crochet. Some people do the written instructions. I use the charts. One tool that I really like to use is highlighter tape. Now, highlighter tape is basically tape, but it comes off paper really easy, and then it comes in different colors. And so you tear a piece of the tape as long as your chart. I like to put a little courtesy tab on there so it's not so hard to rip up every time. And then you just place it over the row that you are on. And that way you keep track, and you don't have to be like, okay, where am I on this row? The highlighter tape just highlights the row for you. It's a great way to highlight and track where you are without damaging your chart, damaging your pattern. Tip number 6 is another tool that will help you keep track of what row that you're on. You can use a row counter or a stitch repeat tracker of some kind. I've got a few different options to show you. One of them is just this little wooden one that I found in my local yarn store. And this is, you keep track with this little bead, what row you're on, and it goes all the way up to 100. Pretty fun. Then another tool for row tracking is this row counter from Crochet Cheap. You can use this little marker, kind of a stitch marker at the beginning of your row to mark what row that you are on. So that's another good way to keep track of your row without marking on your pattern. You can also insert your hook through the 1 or the 2 spot and then carry this around along with you as you're working up your rows, so you know which row to go on, and then you just switch it every row. And then you can move this little stitch marker. So when you get to the end and you're at like 11, then you can move your stitch marker here, and then it's like, okay, the first one is a 1, 11, then 12, 13, 14, 15, okay? And then like when you get to your 50th row, right, then your stitch marker could be on the 5, and 51, 52, okay? Something like that. And another one is new. I'm taking it out now. This one's called the Work Until measuring tape. This one's perfect for if you're wanting like different sections of a pattern. Say you want to have 4 inches of like my doodad's pattern. You would work until 4 inches, okay? And you just keep this at the edge of your work, and you can measure as you go. And you don't have to keep on bringing out your measuring tape. It's just kind of hanging out with you, and then you're just going to work until that time. Moving away from tools, these are just some other tips and tricks. Number 7 is using the anchor stitch. So you know how you're doing mosaic crochet, overlay mosaic crochet in particular, and then you're going to do a long string of front loop only double crochets, and that leaves these flaps in the back. In order to get rid of those flaps, you're going to use an anchor stitch to tack down those long flaps. It's a little special stitch where you're going to crochet along and then just kind of grab those stitches and tack them down. Tip number 8 is not to frog your whole project if you make a mistake. This one I've seen people do all too often, and they're like, oh, 2 rows down, like over at the beginning, or 3 rows down over at the side, like over near the end, I made a mistake. And so now I've had to frog like 3 rows in order to fix it. No. Do not do that. What you got to do is you just loosen up that top row, pull it back to where your mistake is. Then if it's at like 3 rows down, so loosen up the top, put it back a little bit. Loosen up the second row, pull it back a little bit. Then the third row, pull back to your mistake, right? And then you just have these other ones hanging out the top. And then you're going to, on that third row down, crochet, finish up that row, fasten off, crochet, finish your upper row, fasten up the second row, and then, you know, the last row you just finished, crochet, fasten off. And it's really easy. You don't have to frog the whole project. You just are able to frog back to where the mistake is and then fix as you go. And that is time saving. It's magic. When I first realized that, I was like, poof. Genius, okay? But to go along with that, another little tip for this tip is when you are fastening off at the end of each row, make sure that you have enough of a tail so that if you miss like a couple double crochets in there and then you go back to fix them, you have enough yarn to fix a few double crochets. Because I've done it before where I didn't have enough yarn and then I had to like tack on extra yarn, and then you have more ends in the back to weave in. So that's why I just make sure that my ends are extra long when I fasten them off. I love this one because you can just drop down, you can fix the mistake. No frogging needed, okay? I repeat, no frogging needed. Another tip about fixing mistakes is, say you're looking at your project and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm almost done with this section, or I'm almost done with this blanket, but down here at the bottom, I made a mistake. What can I do? I'm not going to frog the whole thing, but it's really blaring obvious. Ugh. So I've done this lots of times before, no judgment. What you're going to do is you're just going to sew over it, okay? You're going to take a little strand of the yarn of the color that you need, so maybe there needs to be double crochet where there isn't one. What you need to do, take a string of that yarn of the double crochet, and then just kind of weave it on there, sew it in and out till it looks like somewhat like a double crochet stitch, or you just covered up the part that needs to be covered up. Easy, okay? Don't frog the thing. Just do like minor surgery and just flub it and do the best you can. That's a great tip if the mistake is way far down and frogging it would just hurt your soul. I get it, me too, no judgment, okay? Use that trick. And then finally, tip number 10, we all know this one because we're crocheters, right? We're gonna pack a project pouch so that wherever we go, we have it ready with us at all times. So we're gonna pack up a little pouch that includes our project, that includes our yarn, our hook, maybe our yarn carousels, our stitch markers, scissors, snips, chart, pattern, row counter, whatever it may be. Just pack that all up so that when you're on the go, you can just be crocheting wherever you are. I always crochet at the doctor's office. I crochet at my kids' baseball games. I crochet in the pickup lines, at church. With these project pouches, you're always going to be ready to stitch on the go. There you go, 10 tips and tricks for Mosaic crochet. If there's anything that I didn't mention, because let's face it, there's got to be more than 10 tips and tricks out there, please just share it with the rest of us, because sharing is caring, and I love the crochet community where we can all just share in our ideas. In the links provided, I am sharing a PDF. On that PDF, there are links to different tutorials and different products that I have talked about in this video, so go ahead and download that. Happy crocheting, friends!